think of Lou's comedy there?
He was great. He looked good, huh?
He was a good one-liner there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It was good. It's tough for Gary Bettman, but it goes with the territory. He knew right away. He goes, "I'm taking a bullet for you. You know that." That was his comment when he saw me, so he knew it was coming.
Did that feel a little strange, Lou, up there talking about the Devils and how he's not here now?
Well, I mean, I think it's like anything. Playing for the Devils, it's in you. You know, I don't care. Like he's not there anymore. You know, I'm not part of the organization anymore, but it's in you. You know, like he ingrained that into us, and all the players. Scotty's will tell you, Dano will tell you. Well, Dano obviously kind of lives and breathes the Devils, a little different. But you know, all the players, we grew up in it, and that was all that mattered. It was the team, and you know, that was just a message for, you know, we want this organization to, or the name of the Devils to continue having success. We built something. The Montreal Canadiens, you know, built something, and they expect their players to follow suit, and that's what Lou tried to build here in New Jersey.
What was going through your mind watching the number go up?
Closure. You know, I think you kind of look at the number going up, and this is it. After that, I'm gonna have to beg for getting cheered like that. It's tough, but it was. You know, when you're done playing the game, you kind of realize like how low key you could get. You know, I get to rinks sometimes. I go to junior rinks, like people don't even look at me anymore. And I've been out of the game for a year. Not everyone, but I mean, a lot of people. I'm surprised. Sometimes I try to hide. I'm like, why am I hiding? Nobody knows who I am.
Martin, when you think about your career, was this where you envisioned yourself as you were getting into the NHL as a young player?
Well, no, I don't. I mean, I would be a pretty confident kid to think that this is the way it was going to end up. But again, along the way, we created some great memories. We created a lot of great success. And it's kind of nice to have players that are up there. We're a younger franchise, and this is a start of something, and hopefully there'll be other players that played with us and will play in the future that will get their number retired, because this is a great franchise. It's a healthy franchise, and I hope it's going to stay here for a long time and be successful for a long time.
Did you get most emotional when you were talking in French?
Well, just, you know, I had to say a little word for my mom and dad, you know, and that's, I think, the toughest part. I figure I'd throw it in French, so it wouldn't be that hard, but it was still hard.
You always seem to be very media friendly. Did your father instill that in you too?
Yeah, well, it's all my dad. Not maybe I would have done it anyway, but I think that's just the way I was brought up. You know, you go out and you know you live your life, and you see your dad coming in and out of the house because he has to go work with athletes, and you hear a lot of stories. You hear some good ones, you hear some bad ones, and you know, now a few years later, I'm exposed to all that. You know, and it's like I could decide one way or the other, but you know, listen to my dad or him being late for dinner, you know, just because of one athlete, the way he was, you know, that kind of stayed with me, and that's why I try to be as good as I could. I know sometimes I wasn't, but for the most part, I'm pretty proud of the way I handled myself outside the, you know, the boards.
Sometimes the visiting.
Marty, for 20 years, you've heard your name called out, that distinctive cheer, Marty. Was tonight any different hearing it?
Yeah, because I know it was going to be the last one. So it was special. It was really special for me to hear that again. It's funny, like, it was pretty cool, but this afternoon I had a pretty good encounter also. I had to meet and thank all the employees of the Devils, and we went in a small room, and they all did that. They chanted my name, and wow, that was a little harder. You know, it's emotionally like, because they were right in my face. But it was like 200 of them or something, and that was pretty special to hear from the people that are here working for the organization. But again, like tonight, what can I say? You know, I mean, this is as good as it gets. You know, I wish everybody that gets his number retired have to go through a weekend like I did, because it's a blast.
Was this what you thought it would be, better than you thought when you were thinking what these last couple of days would be like?
You know what? Like they planned it out a certain way, and I'm like, there's no way it's going to be all that, and it was even more than I thought. The way that they handled everything around me, the way they I was able to do the things I wanted to do, bring the people I wanted to bring. It was just amazing, and I got to thank the organization for that. I think these guys I meant it when I said they went way above what I expected. It's true. It was a great weekend, and I got one more little party, and I'm on the plane for Florida.
Did you notice the Oilers players come out of the bench?
Yeah, I saw. I kind of waved at them a little bit. I saw them at the end. That's a great touch. I know as a player, if we had a possibility to see something like that happen, I think it's important for young players to see what the history of the game is, and these guys have a lot of young guys, and it's definitely a nice touch for them, but and even for our guys here in New Jersey too.
Elias called you the heart and soul of this organization. How did that feel?
Feels good, I think me and Patty we had a great, well, we still have it. We had a great relationship when we played, and we led together. Again, it's like anything, we spend a lot of time trying to find ways to get our team to be as united as possible. I grew up watching some guys that did certain things, and I did the same thing, and we taught it to other guys that came along, and we just kind of passed the torch in that way to try to get our team to be the best thing they can be. And the heart and soul, I think we had a bunch of heart and soul in our team as far as the way we led.
Do you think Patty will be the next one?
Marty, you played against a lot of great goalies.
Well, 1 second, I just got to finish. Tom talks really quietly. So.
Do you think Patty will be the next one?
I think so, but that's me. The organization will decide, but don't tell him because he's still playing. Like, he'll be mad at you if you talk about jersey retirement already. But when you look at the reception that he got, at one point I thought he was his own jersey retirement there with the speech he had. Almost stole a couple lines of my speech too.
Marty, you played against a lot of really great goalies during your era. Personally, I loved watching you play against Hasek. What are your memories of playing battles against him in playoffs, regular season?
Well, I came in a pretty good era as far as goaltending, like the Patricois, Belfour, Cujo, Van Beesbrook, Dominic Hasek, probably missing a couple here and there, but these guys were it was a big challenge, and Buffalo was a team that we played a lot against, and I got some great battles. Couple of big battles with 0-0 tie. I had one 0-0 game in 4 overtime in the playoffs. But he brought the best in us. I think we kind of fed against with each other. We know when we face each other, even though it has really nothing to do against one another, but it's our team, and you want to be the best for your team, and you play against it knowing that the goalie on the other side will be good. I think that really raised our game to a different level when we played against each other.
Did you ever miss playing and being out here and hearing the chants for you tonight? Does that at all make you miss it?
A little bit. I think it's hard as a former player. Like, you think your career is going to be forever. Like you take it for granted when people yell your name and do this, and it ends. When it ends pretty suddenly. And so it was definitely nice for me to hear that again. But I know I don't know what I have to do for them to chant my name again. But it's still pretty cool that to have that feeling one more time.
Marty, what do you think about when you hear the organization kind of universally give you the title of the greatest goaltender of all time?
Well, it's great, They should. We're all devils. We're all devils here. But at the end of the day, we go out and we try to do our best, and you like your own. You think the people that you play you play with, and hang out with or whatever, they're the best there is, and I'll take the title, but there's a lot of guys that are the greatest. I can't be by myself.
Was it your idea to go over to the statue, or did they tell you to do it?
Actually, they did it.
They told you.
But it was a pretty good idea, though. It was pretty cool. Yeah. It looked good, too. The statue looks a little more fit than me, too.
You played your whole career here in New Jersey, and we all know that New Jersey is a stepchild of the New York media market. What do you have to say to New Jersey fans that were always, well, you know my question.
Yeah, well, you know what? I can't say enough. We're not the biggest fan base there is, but like I meant it when I said they're one of the greatest, just because of how passionate they are, and and they stick with the plan. You know, they go in year out, the same people are there, and they add on their kids, and it goes on and on. Like I said, I met kids that 20 years ago. It's such a difference now. You come in and, you know, they're 22 years older and they're still around, you know, and it's pretty amazing. I think if you go to the markets like the Montreal or New York or Toronto, they're so big that you have zero personal touch with their fans. You know, maybe a couple, you know, that they're really big fans. But now here, I mean, it's unbelievable, because I looked around, and even today I was walking around, I recognized people from my playing days that are still there rooting on the New Devil here.
And you played in that 363 game, or whatever it was, during the snow. Why don't you just talk about that for a second?
No, I didn't play that one. I'm not that old. But it's all right.
Marty, was there ever a teary-eyed moment at all during the speech?
A little bit when I talked about my parents and my family. It was tough. I kind of choked up, but the plan was it was in French, so maybe I would get away with it.
Marty, you accomplished so much in your career. Where do you rank this moment?
Oh, this is great. Like I said, it brings closure to my career, my hockey career. So it's really special. It's up there. You know, I mean, for sure, the feeling of playing and winning, I think, is going to trump anything. But this was pretty cool.
Dad, what did your dad think of down?
He would be so excited. He would be right here taking pictures. You know, that's just the way he was, and you know, we miss him. But I think this is a great thing, and I'm sure he's up there watching, having a big grin on his face. All right, one more.
Was it a surprise that Lou would finalize a 9-player trade before, you know, coming here?
He almost missed the party too by doing that. I'm not surprised at all. Business first. We all know that. All right, guys. Thank you so much.